Rafa Brandeo's crazy win in Romania. I thought Rafa looked just as good last week as he did this week, although I will say his tan was better than this week. Did he win because he had a better tan this week? Did that do it for
No, I think that it was I just think he was fuller this week. I think I don't know if that was better necessarily, but it just goes to show you this. How many times have I said on this show? I've said it so many times where a show was close and you can look on scorecards and it's not close at all. And, you can have 7 judges and every single person goes Rafa's way, but all 7 of them were on the, themselves think that a previous show could have gone either way. In other words, last week, Rafa was second or Samson was first. And I think it could have gone either way last week. I mean, it depends on what your preference is. So maybe people thought it could have gone either way this week, but I don't think he looked marginally better this week over last week. I think he pretty much looked the same with, as you said, maybe a better tan. I think it might have been a little fuller, and if the knock against him is not, quote, not big enough, then super detail people aren't, appreciative of, including judges. You can show them all the detail you want, but we want big. He had the best part of the show is this tribute to Sean and Dave. I posted a picture. I posted a picture of him and Sean, and in 2 seconds after I posted that picture, he sent me this video. And I'm not a crier. I don't cry.
He was crying. Look, he's crying when he was walking out there, Chris.
When he did, this is Sean's song. I always think of this is Sean's song. And when he did the back double where he does that funny little wavy shoulder roll that Sean does.
Yeah. Rafa's great here, really.
Great physique.
But looking at the photos, it looks like it could have gone either way, like Chris said. With him and Samson again, whether it was the lighting or he's a bit fuller, you'd be splitting hairs to say one was more outstanding than the other. It looked pretty close from the photos I saw. So
you know what, Lee? Here's my analysis. I 100% knew Rafa was going to win, 100%, and I told him he was going to win. One, because he was Sean's favorite, and I believe in those weird little, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was going to post the Sean song. But 2, if you have some people on the judging panel from last week to this week, right? You tell me if this doesn't make sense. And Rafa looks exactly the same and Samson looked exactly the same. It's a possibility that Rafa can win because you look the same and we just, there's nothing different. Uh-huh. And this week, Rafa said, maybe, I can get more peeled. And I said, no, you'll just be small and you'll lose. But if you come but if you come in fuller, it might not be better. If you come in fuller, some judges will say he looks different this week. He looks rounder this week. And then when it comes down to, making the call, I said they'll go with you because they'll see something different. Right. Unless Samson comes in, crazy peeled over last week or blown up even more full than last week. But if he's the same and you look fuller, they'll give you the nod for sure. They'll say that which is not a say, that they'll report what they see, which is that you look bigger, and in their eyes, bigger is usually, better.
I also think, Chris, when guys are very close like that and they know that, hey, you know what, these guys are trying to qualify for next year, sometimes one wins one week and the next week the other guy wins because it's so close anyway. They're like, all right, let's qualify both these guys instead of giving the same guy the win. It's only human nature. If I'm a judge, I'm like, well, Samson qualified last week. Rafa looks a little more polished this week. We could let's give him the win this week. Which I'm